Facebook's vice president of going public policy is eating crow today, all thanks to what many see as anti-conservative bias at Facebook in particular, but really Silicon Valley in general. Axios reporting that an emotional Joel Kaplan said it was a mistake for him to attend last week's hearing for Brett Kavanaugh without first speaking to company executives. Now, for the record, both Kaplan and Kavanaugh, both these guys served together in the Bush administration. Back with me now to discuss Amber Athey and Beverly Hallberg. And I got to tell you, the photos surfaced of him behind Kavanaugh, apparently with as a moral supporter, and his co-workers and his colleagues at Facebook all turned on him, Beverly. I mean, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Even Mark Zuckerberg came out today at this town hall meeting that they had virtually with all employees and talked about them being non-biased, and they appreciate all voices out there. But of course, this calls into question whether or not they do. What I will say about Mr. Kaplan, while he did say that he should have talked to Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg about going, he never went as far as to say he shouldn't have gone. He actually said that his core values are friendship and loyalty. So no doubt he is getting beat over the head with this decision. But as he said, I went in my personal capacity. But in addition to that, Sheryl Sandberg also spoke to the staff about sexual harassment. So of course, apparently, if you stand up for Judge Kavanaugh, even if you're a personal friend for a long time, they want to say then you must be supporters of sexual harassment. So I think this is the phase not just with Silicon Valley and the liberal elite, but also people in this country who are taking the Me Too movement and turning it into a political weapon.
No, Amber, I mean, we know Sandberg was brought in as an adult supervisor and to sort of massage these kind of mistakes that were being made at things like Uber and other fast-growing tech companies. But I don't know. I don't know that she's been effective thus far. And in fact, these sort of events reveal that these conservative complaints about the way they're treated in social media by some of these search engines, they must have some validity to them.
Well, we also know that Sheryl Sandberg had leaked emails come out showing that she was providing data from Facebook to Hillary Clinton. So having her come in and try to assuage those fears doesn't really help out conservative users of the platform all that much. And unfortunately, this is a trend that we see across Silicon Valley, where people that work for these big tech companies are intolerant and even have disdain for people who disagree with them. And yet at Google, you saw executives crying when Hillary Clinton lost the election, and no one seemed to have a problem with that. Conservatives have a right to be concerned about this because these are the people who are responsible for policing content on their platforms and have even expressed a desire to get rid of hate speech. So you have to question, is supporting Judge Brett Kavanaugh hate speech? Is expressing any type of conservative opinion going to be considered hate speech?
Right.
This gives more weapons to conservatives who believe, in many cases fairly believe, that they're being censored on various tech platforms, including Facebook. Beverly,
we also know Silicon Valley, it's still sort of all old boys and young boys, whatever you want to put it. So they have a very close-knit, society that closes out a lot of people that they say that they support.
Well, this happens in many different urban areas or very populated areas where you have people who only listen to themselves. I would say that most people who work at Facebook or Google or other big tech probably are surprised that there's anyone who does support Judge Kavanaugh and think that he should have a fair hearing and that due process matters. So this happens in your liberal areas where it's the only voice you're hearing.
The idea of being fair should be universal. Ladies, have a great weekend.